I would love for you to build out your own session.
Let me get Peter for the stories
Peter who?
from the Bible.
Peter
Let me
from
get
the
Peter because
Bible. Simon
yes,
Peter? Cut
because
off the ear, Peter?
you can have good weed and terrible people around you, and it's not gonna mix.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Maya G, and you are tuned in to Operating on High, a podcast all about conscious cannabis consumption and centering Black voices within the cannabis space. And today I have a very, very special guest, somebody very close to me, my brother, A.A. Ron. No, I'm so sorry. I had to. But I got my brother Aaron with me just to have like a casual conversation because honestly, we haven't really had like a deep dive into like weed and like your history with it, my history with it. So I'm actually really excited for this conversation. But yeah, introduce yourself, tell people about you and all of that.
Sure. Like you said, I'm your brother, Aaron, older brother. I don't know if y'all can tell or not.
Boy, please, they can see
I'm
it.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm Maya's brother. 30 years old. I'm in the Air Force. Currently out in Arizona right now. So just living life, enjoying family life.
Okay, period. All righty. Let me see here. So I wanted to get started with the question that I tend to ask like all of the guests that jump on the pod. But what was your first like run-in, or I guess your first, what was your first run-in with cannabis?
Okay. I guess I was kind of like, well, compared to the people I was around, I was kind of like a late bloomer. I want to say I was like senior year in high school. No, end of junior year, pretty much. So around that time, just after a football practice ended. A couple of my friends, I was taking them home, and then they was like, "Hey man, we should link up later or whatever." I was like, "Yeah, I'll try to see." My parents are kind of strict. We'll see if they let me link up with y'all because you know how it was at home. If you're gonna go somewhere, you need to have a schedule.
Yeah.
They got to know who you going with, all that, blah blah
That
blah.
house better
They
be
got
cleaned up.
exactly,
Yeah.
and they got to do a background check on who you going with
Yep.
first.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I ran them a story like, yeah, I'm going to the movies with whoever, blah blah blah. And yeah, that's what happens. So yeah, that's the story I ran them. They was like, all right, cool. I went and linked up with my boys. I went to their house. We was just walking around the park, really, just I don't know, just outside chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to hit the little blunt that they had, and I hit it, but I just blow it right back out. They was like, man, you wasting my. It was like, you wasting my weed. And I was like, what you mean? I'm doing the same thing y'all doing. And then they told me like, this time do it, hold your breath in, and then let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, held my breath for maybe a second, and then that's
Yeah.
coughed everywhere. Cough, and then after that, I was good. I was chilling. Like I felt good because we was walking around.
Mm-hmm.
I was. I don't know. I felt decent. I was like, yeah, okay, this isn't too bad. Like I see why y'all be chilling. I drove to pick them up, so I drove there. So I've never driven
Right. Yeah.
while being high at all. So I got in the car. I was about to drive them back to their apartments, and I was like laying back, like just chilling. And I was trying to drive, and I was leaving the parking lot, and I made a left turn, and I didn't go out of the parking lot though. Like I turned so much, I just turned right back to the parking lot. It's like, bro, where you going? I was like, oh, my bad. So I had to sit up and focus. Like I was like, oh, okay, let me tighten up. I went and dropped them off, and then they was looking at me and was like, bro, you good? Because I was just sitting in the driver's seat, just sitting up there still focused. It's like, yeah, let's just chill out here for a minute. So yeah, we chilled out. They was just talking to me. We was laughing, having a good time or whatever. And then I finally was like, all right, I got to get home because I told them I'd be home by this time. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I left, came home, went straight to the bathroom. That way, I could take a shower, all that, but trying to listen up. After that, I mean, my parents didn't say nothing to me. I went and had the best sleep of my life. And the next day was cool. So that's really all it was. Good experience, not bad like some people. Good experience.
Okay, that is good. I was about to say, I kind of want to know, like, what was I at in this story? Like, was I just, well, what time was it when you got back?
I got back, it wasn't too late because it was a school night. So it was I don't know what time it was. I know they was like still up, but they wasn't up like downstairs though. They was in their room about to go to sleep. And I just remember I was panicking in my mind. That's why I went straight to the bathroom because I was just nervous. So I went straight to the bathroom. I think you was in your room because I remember your door was closed. Their door was open, but they wasn't like they was laying down in the bed. So it wasn't too bad. And I ain't tell you about it for a while either. I was a little nervous. I didn't know how it was gonna go, so I was just like, let me just keep this to myself for now.
Okay. So I actually, since you bring that up, like being nervous, and like moving quick in the house. So what was it like? Because I mean, we know after a few years after that, you kind of picked up from
Yeah.
there once you got started. So like what was it like after that in terms of like, living in the house, very strict, but also at the end of the day, I mean, you being young, wild and turned, doing your own things. What was that like?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was that I was never really wild. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Like
you're right. Yeah.
because like there are some people like they like some of my friends they was wild. They would just like be outside of their own house and it was like, yeah, just pull up to the house. And, you know what I'm saying? We can just smoke out here, stuff like that. That's something I would never do, right? But I guess the older I got, since I was already like senior in high school, I had a little more freedom. Uh, uh, I guess they was a little more lenient with stuff I do. They kind of gave me a little more. Hey, don't take it personally.
No, cause I
But
ain't gonna get into all that.
yeah, I guess they was a little more lenient. They gave me a little more leeway in certain ways. And then yeah, I didn't do too much to where like I would get in trouble with it. Like I had to find my tolerance, right? Because
Yeah.
I had to figure that out because I can't. With me being like I'm driving everywhere, and I know like there's a limit to like what I can handle, what I can do, how I function, all that. So like, I want to enjoy myself, but not too much to where I do something reckless or crazy. So I had to find my tolerance. I had to get around the right people too, because at first I was around the wrong people when I was doing these things, and then they was just like they was doing too much, and I just didn't feel right. The situation wasn't comfortable, and I found my new crowd, new friends. They were kind of doing more of like what I'm looking for and all that. So I just had to kind of find, I guess, what I was looking for within all of it, whether it's like my enjoyment of weed or whether it's my friend group or the people around me. Because I mean, it all goes hand in hand for like how your experience goes. Like you can have good weed and terrible people around you, and it's not gonna mix. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's or vice versa.
Right.
I don't know. So it's just about all of that. And I found that I didn't do too much until I got a little bit older, and that's when I started doing more. Once I got to like college, mainly because I just wasn't satisfied with what I was doing in life anyway. So that's when I got more reckless. I got more. I don't know. I didn't really care too much, and I was just kind of wasting my time with what I was doing. So, but yeah, that's pretty much why I had to find a balance of that.
Okay. And see, it's really interesting because the way like and this is not to bash our mother and father, but love them
Mm-hmm.
down, okay? Love
Yeah.
them down. But definitely growing up in a very Christian, like faith-based household, the the stigma around it was like how you spoke about your college time. That's what I thought was going on like the entire time that you were like indulging in cannabis. It the way like mom and dad kind of described it,
Yeah.
it's just like because I didn't know anything about weed. You getting started with it was honestly my first like introduction to it, besides like what you see on TV and like all the
Yeah.
negative stuff. But I really had no idea. So I was like, well, it seemed like he just throwing his life away, smoking his weed all the time. Like it's even starting in high school and stuff because there was a little stuff
Yeah.
going on too. Like so I was like, oh well, I just don't know what's going on. So I like the I think my question with that is like, do you think the if you wouldn't have had as much shame around cannabis like in our house, like it might have been a lot different for you in terms of like getting started and like maybe even how it went for you in college?
Um, I will say I don't think it probably would have helped me be more open maybe with like mom and dad. I don't know if it would have changed like my experience, I guess, because like I think a lot of the biggest thing a lot of people do is like anything you do wrong, they'll tag it to what you do and saying like, oh, those go hand in hand. That's why this happened. Because like if you know what I'm saying, like
Mm-hmm.
if you do occasionally smoke weed or whatever, but then let's say you end up like I don't know losing your job or something, they're gonna say like, well, you shouldn't have been doing this. Or if your grades start slipping, like, well, you shouldn't have been smoking weed or whatever. And it's like that's not always how things work out. Like it could be a simple thing of like, hey, I have more in my life than just weed. Like there's other things going on in my life, which was what was going on with me. Like in high school, whenever I did end up getting in trouble, um, I I had gotten in trouble at school and I got suspended. But everything that led up to that was because our parents had really high standards for us, and I mean that's great that they have high standards, but it's not a whole lot of. There wasn't a whole lot of I guess like openness and saying like, hey, what's really going on or whatever. It's just like, hey, this is the standard I set for you. I need you to get up there. And if you don't get there, then the punishment is gonna come. And I didn't get up to the standard, and I got punished for it. And I got punished for it as in like not being able to participate in sports in my senior year, which like really kind of devastated me. I'm not gonna lie, because like I had always played sports my whole life, every year, multiple
Yeah.
sports throughout you know what I'm saying throughout my life, and like not being able to do
Yes.
that my senior year, which is like the was gonna be like the biggest year kind of my sports career, I guess. Not being able to do it was just like real
Yeah.
devastating. Like it really hurt me, and like I will say like I did not meet my parents' standards of me like excelling in all these courses that I was doing in school. Like I was never gonna fail or anything like that. It's just the standard they said was higher than just being average. They wanted me to be above average.
Right.
They wanted me to like excel, and I wasn't doing that at the time.
Twice as hard.
And so then they took all those things away from me because I didn't meet that goal. And after that, I was just really just in like a weird space, and like I wouldn't call it depression. Like, I don't think I was that deep into it, but I just was like, well, whatever. Like I don't really care. It's more of like a I don't know. I don't even want to. I don't even think it's a nonchalant thing, but it's just I don't know. I was just like, whatever. I'm just not gonna really do much of anything then. So I would do what I had to do to stay
Depression.
afloat,
Okay.
and then I would just go do what I wanted to do. So like I would either whether it's skipping school or you know what I'm saying, just doing whatever I wanted to do outside of the house. Um, and then yeah, I ended up getting in trouble because I missed so many classes, and then it wasn't like anything to where I would fail the class. It's just like whenever you miss a class, the school calls your house, and if no one is
Y'all
there to
did
pick up the
phone.
phone, it's gonna leave a message saying like your child missed this class or
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, I missed that phone call because I tried to get the phone, and it's like, oh, so you've been missing this class, whatever. Yeah, and then got hemmed up on that, so I got in trouble for it, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a really like it just was a snowballing effect of like, dang, well, I'm not speaking on how I feel. They're not really asking this. I could have spoke up honestly too. So like, there's parts of it that's on me too. But yeah, those things. Um, I just don't like how people do that. They say like, this caused this. It's not always a cause and effect. Like I think it's
Right.
deeper than what it actually is, and that's kind of what happened with me too. So I
Absolutely.
don't know if our parents being more open about it would have helped. I think it would have helped in the after effect of like me getting in trouble, because whenever I did get in trouble, I
Yeah.
did feel like, well, y'all don't understand like what's going on anyway. Or, like y'all have no idea. Like y'all just watch the commercial on TV like you and think, oh, this is all bad. Like there's nothing that will ruin your life. You'll
Right.
die. You'll I don't know. Everyone has a bad stigma on these things, especially if you have no experience with it. So I assume they were in the same mindset,
Right.
not knowing they had their own like views and thoughts on it, their own experiences, right? So some communication would have helped. I'll just say that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I got you. I got you. I understand that too. And again, not to bash my parents at all. If y'all ever meet
For
them, they
sure.
are amazing people. But like, they are just yeah. It's just nobody's
Right.
perfect.
Our
Nobody's a
our
perfect
father's
parent.
his
So
nickname was literally Mr. Wonderful. Like people know him as that. Like
yes.
I'm telling y'all, he's a model
Yes.
human being.
Mhm.
Our mom, perfect
Yes.
person. Nothing.
Exactly.
Nobody can say nothing bad about her because she ain't never did nobody wrong her whole life. Real quiet, real nice.
Right.
Always
Uh
got
huh.
somebody on her mind to give him gifts, show up for him. Like these are really the most perfect people.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like it's not even necessarily that. Yeah, they had a certain standard too, but it was also like to me, like growing up, I felt like I wanted to be just like them. So that meant that I had to go as hard. Like I had to be
Yeah.
like this, like really good person, like all the time because they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't cuss. Like my parents are good. My mom was a Sunday school teacher. My dad's a deacon.
Yeah,
Like that's
we
that's
church
the
kids
life
for
that
real.
we have lived,
Yeah,
like growing up. And yeah, church kids for real. Like my after school like extracurricular activities was church. Like I can't
right.
tell you nothing else because I worked my way from secretary of the junior usher board all the way up to president.
Hey, I was on that junior deacon board. I
So
was that
yeah, we
boy.
was in that church house. Oh yeah,
Right.
you was on that junior deacon board. Uh huh. Were you? Did y'all have presidents
Yeah,
and
we
stuff
did. I
like?
was vice at first, and I was president after
Okay,
that.
okay.
Like,
I'm telling you, yeah,
yeah, right,
we was running
right,
things in that church. That's for sure. But you know, just all that to say, like our upbringing wasn't just like our parents being like super strict and like honest. Because I've definitely seen a lot of people with that, like a lot of preachers' kids and stuff. Like they be going through hell and high
yeah,
water, like literally. But like it wasn't really like that for us. It was just like you know they really just wanted the best for us and for us to be the best because of course they were
right,
black people growing up and in the South, so they knew that they had to work twice as hard to be considered half as good. My mom tells a story all the time about like you know how a lot of people at her job when she first started only thought that she was there because of affirmative action and stuff. So it was just like it was that was just the stigma of like you know just racial trauma and
mm-hmm.
also just generational trauma. So yeah, but so now I wanted to kind of dive into your like current sort of life where you're like in the military. So that means cannabis
Right.
is completely out because of course, you know, you can't consume in the military, but like what has that been like, that sort of transition?
Um, I'll say from a distance, it did teach me how like when I was younger, I didn't think like it was an addictive like thing or anything, but I do see how some people can like either become addicted or their moods change. That's what I mean as far as like moods changing, like if
Mm-hmm.
they don't smoke or anything, or some people get to the point to like where they can't eat,
Mm.
or some people just it's just such a habit for them.
Right.
Like they just start off their day every day doing it. You know what I mean? They don't even realize it. So I just say like I would
Mm-hmm.
say not using anything like it did show me like there's different ways of how people either use or how they handle things and um seeing how it's changed over time too from like when I graduated high school back in 2012, it's a while ago. So like just seeing how things changed from
A
yeah,
while ago,
seeing how things have
please.
changed from that time then to now and like the
Mm-hmm.
accessibility of it, like how convenient it is, like where you can get like
Mm-hmm.
vapes and all these
You're
things. Like
right.
I don't know, I just feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's outside looking in. This is just me, right? I just feel like sometimes there is
Mm-hmm.
ways people either do too much or they're not realizing they're doing too much, and sometimes maybe you need to step away,
Mm-hmm.
take a break from some things. And it don't always just got to be
Mm-hmm.
about weed, but just anything. Like it could be about
Right.
like your phones, for instance, or anything like that. Like I feel like sometimes when people step away from something, then they're able to look at it from a different light. It just kind of shows you like maybe the people that you are around, maybe they do kind of over abuse things, or maybe they are kind of dependent on certain things. So yeah, I would just say I did realize some of my friends were maybe dependent on those, and I see how it really affected them. And I tried talking to them about it, and I mean, eventually they
Mm-hmm.
did come to terms with like, oh yeah, you might be right, and they kind of made the change too. So I did see that after I stopped
Mm-hmm.
using myself. I don't think I was ever that deep going into it, like
Mm-hmm.
not being able to function or anything like that, because I was always just like a social smoker or whatever. Like I would never kind of really smoke with myself, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And that was actually an interesting perspective. I didn't think you were actually gonna go down that route. Like, oh, it actually taught me a lot. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, blah, 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 like you know, certain things. Like maybe you pick up like other vices or something like that just because of it. But I mean, I don't think you really have. But
I mean, I kind of did, I guess. Like
I didn't. I
I
thought you
was not
did.
a drinker before.
Mm-hmm.
I drink now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I know beforehand, like before coming to the military, like I didn't like alcohol really at all. Like that was not my thing. And
Mm-hmm.
now I'm not saying like I'm not an alcoholic or nothing like that. Like I'll drink sometimes. Like I'm a social drinker. I guess
Right.
now it's switched from that I'm a social drinker now. So I guess I definitely
Yeah.
did pick that up.
Uh huh.
But it's with that I feel like it's even more dangerous than like smoking though because just how like when you're inebriating, like how it can like I guess control like the functions of your body, or not control, like you lose control of the functions of your body, like all those things. Like yeah, it's
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a lot more dangerous, a lot more. I don't know, feels unhealthy to me just because like when a lot of people drink, like I've never had a hangover, but I've just seen people like to have hangovers and like they're just can't even function the next day, all this. Like it's definitely like a lot
Yeah.
worse, a lot bigger price to pay, I guess, with those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay. That's interesting. Huh. Well, let me
okay,
tell you a little bit about me and some weed. Because I don't think, yeah, because I'm like, wow, I think we kind of have two different, like, journeys. And I thought we were a little bit similar. But, so for me, I started back in college. Yeah, my freshman year of college
late
was the
bloomer.
first time that I smoked. Yeah, late bloomer. That's exactly what I was trying to say. You said you was a late bloomer doing it like junior year of high school. I'm like, I didn't try it until college because again, I'll be honest, like especially with like everything that happened with you in the house,
Yeah,
mom and dad, they was like, oh, when dad pulled up with that drug test
man,
that one time, I said,
yeah.
oh shit.
Boy, come on, man.
I was like, yes.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, come on, dude. And then, and I think the only time before that I ever really even like smelled weed was like if I got in the car with you
yeah.
in the Mazda, the red Mazda. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, well, this is something. It didn't smell too bad, and you had the
I
black
gotta
ice
keep
on
six
the
of
on the
them.
mirror,
Gotta
so
keep six
it kept
of
it in
them.
metal. God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I swear they was all tangled up on
gotta keep
there.
them.
That's all right though. But so yeah, I tried it for the first time in college. It was we hotboxed in a car behind like some apartment complex behind the
Right, a
school.
hot
Yeah,
box.
my first
Okay,
time was a hotbox.
you was in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I almost died back there. Yeah, I felt like I was swimming. I was dancing back there. Like it was cool. Like I wasn't like tripping or anything.
yeah.
I
Okay,
was just having the time of my life. Like just really feeling
yeah,
like releasing my inhibitions and all of that in that car. So, and then from there, like college, I was like a social smoker, and then I'd say probably about when I got my own
yeah,
apartment, it was over with from there. Over with, yeah. I smoke every
yeah.
day. I'll keep it at 100 with you. I do like about 3 to 4 times a day, and then so with that, like and I'll get into this too because I wanted to circle back on like the conversation with mom and dad, but like as time progressed, especially like 2020, and I'm child them jobs, unemployment. That was what really like made me take a step back because I was smoking all
Mm-hmm.
day, every day, like just trying to use it it was definitely like an addiction, and I was
Yeah,
using it to escape from the fact that I didn't have a job, my life looked very bleak, all of that. So it was actually, during 2020, I was like, okay, like I'm not feeling good. This isn't helping me. So I took like a step back, and I also got a therapist too. And so I had to reconfigure like my relationship with weed and everything like that because I felt like I was that person where like I couldn't eat without it. I couldn't do things without
mm-hmm.
it. I didn't want to go out without smoking first. So like that has been like my journey. And so with that though, I still feel like even though I'm almost 30, you are 30, I still have
Oh, like how
like
you
a
hard you
lot of
said that.
shame. Oh, I'm
You
so
are 30.
sorry. I mean,
Like that. All right, relax.
ain't you know?
So like, you sound like you don't remember the Titans. You are coach. You are coach, bro.
I
Relax, bro.
be saying that line all the time and don't nobody know
Yeah.
you are coach.
My
Anyway,
fault, my
let
fault.
me
Yeah,
finish
go
this
ahead, go
question.
ahead.
No, you could. But I was saying, like, even though we grown, like, I still feel a lot of shame around, like, telling mom and dad, like, just that I smoke. Like, and the funniest thing happened, it was this past Christmas. So I brought a little weed with me down to CrossFit or whatever,
Yeah,
grandma and them house. And so, because I was like, maybe a cousin will be out there that I can take a
yeah.
walk with, but nobody's ever down there. So I was like, you know what? Maybe this time I'm gonna be grown and like do it by myself. But I didn't. But I still had it in my pocket. And like, I think we were leaving somebody's house, and dad, it was just me and dad in the car. And he looked over at me and he said, "Your jacket smell like weed, just so you know." I was like, "Oh,
Uh,
oh, you got me."
was it?
You got
How
me.
did
And
he
I was
say
like,
it? Was
it
it
wasn't like
like a low key like what I'm saying, like a little disappointment?
yeah, it wasn't really like diggish, but it was like, I
Oh,
know. and just like I think it was actually more of like a be
Oh, okay,
aware
okay.
sort of thing, because like you around your family, all of that. So I don't think it. That's why I'm like, okay, I don't think it's as deep as it was like when we were in high school and all of that in terms of like how they feel about it. And like we talk about it sometimes too whenever I go over there. They'll be like, yeah, they got like so and so $1 million of like surplus off of cannabis, and then we talk about like, how people use it for sleep. So it's like it's kind of in the conversation, but I'm still very nervous to like
Yeah.
even share my experience with it. And so like what do you think about that? And like, do you think it would be good for me to tell mom and dad about the podcast?
So
Because
I
I
mean,
guess.
I think it's fine to tell them. I think the biggest thing of like why they
Mm-hmm.
was, I guess why they were so like hesitant or like so strict on us, right? Is because we was kids and like those like making those
Mm-hmm.
early mistakes can really like I guess either mess you up later on in life or whatever. I think that's what their biggest thing what they was worried about. Like we're adults now, obviously we already living our own lives. We both almost 30 now. So like it's we've
Right.
already
All 30.
we already kind of like, what I'm saying, we're on our own path. So like it's not that they don't care, but it's just like they've already established what they wanted to with us as far as like what what they I guess what they want us to do, what we should be aware of, what we should be worried about. They've already said that
Mm-hmm.
in our
Mm-hmm.
lives, right? And we already kind of know those things. They was just really trying to make sure we knew back then. And things have changed too. Like they're
Yeah.
older now.
Mm-hmm.
It's their first time like with kids, and then first time with kids that's dealing with anything like that. So you know what I'm saying? Like they were learning too. So like
Right. Yeah.
I try to get them grace
Mm-hmm.
too because I
Yeah.
see it now like within myself like it's a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I get them grace. I say you can talk to them for sure. Like I talk to them
Okay.
about pretty much everything now. I know you talk to them a lot about stuff too. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot different now. They got an open ear and open mind now. At first they used to just have the open ear and the
Yeah.
mind was open sometimes because it's like I'm gonna hear you out, but I'm gonna just
Uh-huh.
say what I
Yeah.
gotta say. Now they there's a little bit of both. So
Right. Uh-huh.
I think they're
Yeah.
definitely more
You're
like
right. You're
perceptive
right.
of things we got to talk about because they got a different viewpoint now. Like we're not they're little kids now that's just hopeless and defenseless,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel like they got to save us from the world. Like we already out there in the world. They've already taught us everything they want to teach us. Now I feel like they have a little more that they want to tell us, and they can tell us in a different way. And then same with us, like we can tell them a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different things, and like it's I don't know, we just kind of sharing experiences to learn from each other, honestly, because like you said,
Yeah.
they're telling us stuff now that they didn't tell us before because they didn't want to like.
Right.
I guess they thought it would maybe influence us a certain way, or they didn't know like how we would react to it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, it's. I think just both of us being open, or all of us, I mean, being open at the same time, like fully open, would just
Mm-hmm.
definitely help for sure.
That gives me a lot to think about. Right, that is.
That's
I'm
that
not gonna
30
lie.
year old
That was
talking to me.
very
That's
wise.
that 30. Like once you get to a point, yeah, once
Okay,
you get to the point,
okay,
what I'm
yeah. No, I'm
saying,
about to
you
say
get a
that
different
was
level
very, very wise.
of
And I
consciousness
think
right
it's
here, man.
also
That's
the
all I'm saying.
cheering you done had too. Because like I said, you are really an adult because you done had kids. Yeah, me,
It
I'm
is.
still kind of playing. Yeah,
Hey, boy, I
yeah.
swear,
You definitely had
the
to. And I'm
kids
like,
they
hey,
gonna make you
that's
grow
good though.
up.
It's I can see it on you, and I think it's definitely wearing well
I
on you.
appreciate.
Like the being a dad really fits you. It really
Thank you.
does.
It's my dream. It's my dream. Live it. I'm
Right,
living it.
yeah. And I mean, yeah, you're doing a
Thank
great job with them cheering. I love my nephews. Mhm. So, I'm gonna tell mom and
you.
dad
Cool.
one of these days. I'm gonna do
I
it on
think
the
it'd be
phone.
good.
I'm gonna be on the phone.
You said on the phone?
Okay. Yeah, well, like with you there.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Tell
Okay.
them.
Okay. Yeah. And do you?
I was
Well,
just
go
saying, you
ahead.
tell them about our episode and everything too. Like that'd be fine.
Okay. 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 Cool. Yeah, I'll let them know about it. I'll let them know. And do you remember like it was because this podcast has been in the making for years, but probably like a year and a half ago, I kind of mentioned that I had a podcast coming up, and Dad was like, "Oh, let me do an episode." You think they'll do an episode? No, what is
No,
it
I
about?
think they would do one. I really do think they would. And I think
Really?
especially if you
Okay.
tell them like y'all are speaking like experiences y'all had, and then ask for like their like experience or like their view as a parent, like after it happened, like for how it was with them as
Mm-hmm.
kids, how it is for them as a parent dealing with kids that are going through the same thing. I think that'd be a great episode. I think they do it.
Okay. Okay, bet. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do that then. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have them over. I'm gonna have them over and sit them on the
yeah.
couch then and see what they got. That'll be good. Okay, okay. You really helped me because when I tell you, I've been so nervous. And then I think also what was like the thing about it too, I was like being not having a job, and then so I was like depending on them
Mm-hmm.
sometimes too. It was like I don't want to let them down, and like because like what if this turns out to be something that I might lose my job over? Because I mean technically I could, but I think to me it's worth the risk because it's something I really wanted
Mm-hmm.
to do and something I really want to talk about. But do you? Because I feel like just our family in general, we've been good at like playing it safe. So like this is very
Yeah.
risky. So like I think that's also another piece to it about why.
Yeah, I can see that because they definitely are like they're not gonna really do. They're not gonna stray away from anything that they've been doing. You know, like
Yeah.
you know how long it took them just to get like debit cards and stuff. Like you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
like it's
We was writing
that's
checks till
that's what I'm
since
saying.
2017. I'm
Right.
just
So like,
playing.
I understand that for sure. I don't know. I think they are more like open to a lot of things though, and like they they're more relaxed now. They're more open now. So I mean, they ain't got nothing to lose now. They both retired now, so like they really just be at the house chilling.
You right.
They just be waiting on
You
us to
right.
call
That's
and
true.
talk to
That's
them, you
true.
know. So
Yeah.
I think they
Huh.
ready. They
You
ready
right.
now.
You
They
right.
ready.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a good little chit chat. Oh, my bad. I actually got another question for you. So, what is it like? Well, what do you think it'll be like for you being a parent, and then kids they gonna grow up and try things. What do you kind of see that
Yeah,
looking
I don't
like?
know. I think about this all the time, right? Because like when
Uh huh.
you have kids, you try to think of like how it was for you, and then what you want to do different when you have your own kids. So like I'm trying. I right now is when you want to. Well, I've been trying to start like the basis of everything, like trying to have your kids open communication, showing them like, hey, you can tell me things, I will tell you these things, but I'm also here for you at the same time. Like actually showing that, showing that you're here for them,
Mm-hmm.
showing that you make mistakes too. I feel like it's a big thing because like we was talking about earlier, like our parents are just so what I'm saying, so perfect and everything. And I mean, they
Right.
really don't make a whole lot of mistakes, but like just showing, like being vulnerable, showing like the mistakes and everything just
Mm-hmm.
makes you more relatable, more human to your kids as well. So like that's a big part of it
Mm-hmm.
because I tell them like if I'm messing up like at work or like whatever. If I when I was taking classes, I tell them like, hey, I got homework. I'm struggling with homework right now because they be kind of a little struggling a little bit at school. So just
Yeah.
just
Uh
making
huh.
it more like relatable. I'm trying to do all that now. Though when the time does come, because I'm sure it will for pretty much anything, like they're more comfortable and like open to either speaking to me about things or at least if they get in a bond, like telling me like, hey, this is what happened. Because
Right.
they might not want to tell me like at first, but maybe if it comes to it, like at least they feel like they can reach out to me. Because I know that happened to me before too, where I was just like, the only thing that was on my mind was like, bro, I cannot tell my parents this. Like I was just like, because yeah, it was gonna be bad. And I was like, I cannot let my parents find out. That's
Mm.
the only thing I was worried about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to set those things up now though. You gotta do it early, obviously. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That's good though. Yeah, I think it definitely starts early on, like you said, being able to be open and then them being safe to just feel like you're a safe
Yeah.
place to go
Yeah.
to at the end of the day. I think that's always good. That's always good. So, actually, I got another question, my man. I keep thinking like, oh, I'm finna wrap it up, but I keep thinking of some more things. So, this actually might be like my final like serious question for you, but in when we were in high school, uh, and I think it might have been your senior year. I can't even remember the year, and I should have looked it up. But the year that Trayvon Martin was killed, I remember that time very, very
Me too.
distinctly. And so I mean, of course, he was, as we all know, unarmed black child because he wasn't even an adult, killed by a man that thought that he was armed or thought that he was dangerous, and again, just shot and killed in cold blood for no reason at all. And then he eventually was acquitted because they tried to, within the court of law, they were saying that because Trayvon had like weed in his system, that could have made him like angry, and the reason for them to say that George Zimmerman killed him
Mm-hmm.
in self-defense essentially was weed. And so what I remember distinctly though about the time that he was like the night that he was killed was that you were very like upset and frustrated, as we all were at that time. And you said like, "Hey, I'm gonna go for a walk." You put on a black hoodie, and just so y'all know too, we lived in a very white neighborhood in
Mm-hmm.
the suburbs. And mom said, "Don't go out there with that hoodie on." Like, like it was like some back and forth. It wasn't like a yelling or anything like that, but like mom just did not want you to go out of that house with that hoodie on because she knew what could have happened. And I remember that. I just remember that night
Yeah.
distinctly. But I never asked you about this or anything like that. So I wanted to ask today, like, what was going through your mind that day, like during that time period, and especially
Yeah.
during that night.
I remember it too, and I don't feel like I'm really an emotional person. Like, let me not say that. I don't feel like I show my emotions very often. I guess I'll say that, and like unless it's something that I either really relate to or like just really hits home. And that was one of those times. And I was just like, I don't really get angry at all. Like, rarely in my life at all. Because anger is not really an emotion I feel. Like, I'll get frustrated, but to the point of anger is just not really something that I feel very often. But I got angry at the time. And I do remember mom saying that, and I still went. And I think I walked maybe 2 blocks, and literally the cop came up to me. 2 cops, like they pulled over. They trying to see who I was. It was a Hispanic cop and a black cop. They were questioning me and all that. Asked me where I lived. I had showed them my like driver's license or whatever. And then the dude told me, the black cop, he told me like, you should take that hood off, man. You're gonna be the next Trayvon Martin. And that just made me even more angry for him to say that to me. To say like, I don't know if he was trying, if he got his message across wrong, which maybe he did after looking at it in hindsight. Maybe I don't know, but in that moment though, like
No.
the most frustrating thing like that I probably could have heard at that time. And like I immediately went home. I told mom and dad. I remember I made a post on Instagram, just like how upset I was, and just how like I can't even. The simplest things can't be done sometimes. If you look a certain way, if you are a certain type of person, like you can't do anything, right? So I remember we used to have this. We used to have this dude that used to run around the neighborhood all the time. We used to call him the night runner, the night walker.
Oh,
Yeah, we
night
used to call him
walker.
night walker. He run around all the time in the neighborhood. Nobody messed with this man. He's old, older, look a little bit older white guy. Nobody messed with him at all. The one night I go out for a walk and I have a hoodie on, like immediately I get 2 blocks, get stopped, and they question me on who I am. And it's just simple things like that really frustrated me, and like I don't know, it definitely pushed like my emotional threshold to the edge, and like the anger I felt and like the frustration was just boiling inside of me. Like I don't know, I didn't want to talk very much. Like I was just really irritated, and I don't. I never really knew how to like express my emotions like verbally or talking about them or like saying like how I feel. So like I didn't really have I didn't know what to do honestly besides sit in it, and just sitting in it doesn't make it much better, and it did kind of build up and
Right.
get worse over time too. But eventually I learned how to do that. But yeah, that was a very terrible time. Like I hate that for him. I hate that for all like people that have to go through those things, especially as like black men and women. Like this those type of like responses, unfortunately, are like things that we're used to, but we shouldn't be used to things like that. And that's the frustrating part. Like we should not be used to this. We shouldn't be going through these things like this. Like that's not a normal thing. And they try to normalize stuff like that, and we should be trying to do the opposite and like trying to push back, trying to say like that's not how this works. That's not what I'm here. Like I should be comfortable in my own neighborhood at all times. Whether it's nighttime, whether it's daytime,
Exactly.
whatever. I should be comfortable in my own
Right.
neighborhood. You should be comfortable that I'm here because I'm not here to mess with you or nothing. Like, if you're uncomfortable, that's speaking on yourself
Right.
because I'm not. I haven't done nothing to you.
Exactly.
Just those type of
Right.
things, man. It's when you look at it, like it's just really frustrating, and I just hate that those things happen all the time. Like it's very annoying, and I worry about that for my sons too. Because I remember just watching the other time I got really emotional about something similar to that was just when I watched the I can't remember the name of the movie that's about the Central Park, the boys in Central Park, and I couldn't even
Oh
finish
yeah.
watching that just because like I was a new dad at the time, and like just seeing like how a lot of the parents handled that situation and like either they were in a bad spot, like they had to go to work, or they didn't know how to deal with police and saying like, hey man, just go talk. One of the fathers told him, hey, just go talk to the police, tell them what happened, and then you'll be fine. And of course, like he never saw his son again. Like just certain things like that, just really like, just because it's so relatable and it's so I guess sideways and like so misconstrued, like nothing like that should be happening. It just really is in a different way, and like I don't know, those type of things is what really make me emotional. I just hate being in those situations or being around that situation, and yeah, I just never know how to react. I'm learning now, like I've started to learn how to be in those emotions and then like deal with them. Um, instead of just compressing them inside, like I've started to learn how to deal with them, like how to speak on them or how to like process these things. So I'm way better than I am now. But yeah, that was a tough time though for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate you sharing that story because well, at least your side of it. Because yeah, I think we were all feeling the same way, but just from different perspectives. It's like we were all battling with it. Like yeah, I remember like mom was crying at the house whenever you walked out. Like I was crying. Like it was, yeah, those types of situations. It's hard to even feel like you have the power to do something or to even like feel. Yeah, you don't know how to feel. You don't know what to do, and I feel like America, especially even since then, has and right now really has become like really like a boiling point for us. It's like, what can we do? Like, how can we be empowered? And I think one of the big things for sure is definitely talking it out, and finding community. That's one of the biggest things that I've found to, at least help you process everything that's going on. And for sure, I hope you have community, like that you feel like you can talk to. And I hope you feel like you can talk to me too, because I mean, we were saying at the beginning of this episode, if I even keep all the talking that we did at the beginning about like DEI and everything, it's definitely gonna get worse before it ever gets better, especially over these next 4 years.
Yeah.
So I just hope that everybody, like I said, you find community. Hopefully this becomes a community for everybody to be able to express their feelings. And of course, this podcast is all about Black people first at the end of the day anyway. So I just wanted to put that note out there for everybody. And again, just thank you so much for sharing that night and just everything else since then from there. So yeah. Alrighty, but before we go, I have a special question for you that I also like to ask guests at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
And I know you don't smoke or anything like that, but if you did, I would love for you to build out your own session. Okay, so let me tell you the parameters, right? Where's my handy dandy iPad? Okay. So you're going to build your own session, and you can choose people that are alive, dead, or fictional. You also need a location for this to happen. And then let me tell you the people that you need to bring, right? Okay. So you need somebody who's going to bring the weed. You need somebody who's going to have good conversation. You need somebody who's going to roll up. You need somebody that's going to. We need some music. Whoever's going to do the music.
Okay.
And the fifth thing will be the snacks. Who's going to be on the snacks?
So I need 4. Is it 4 people or 5 people?
It's 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me write all this down. Let me see. Because I was trying to make it a cool thing. Screen record it. Hold on. Oh my goodness.
Was that an echo?
No, it was. I just.
Oh.
No, that was just me. Somebody to roll up. Somebody on the music. And then somebody to bring the snacks / food. And remember, dead, alive, or fictional.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You got your people together?
I got some of them. I know who I got on snacks. I know who I got on snacks.
Okay, I'm not even going to edit, but you can take a few minutes if you need it. Look, I'm not rushing you. I was just writing it down.
I think I'm going to do it through my head, though, as I say them all. So I got
okay,
snacks.
All right, yeah, all right, okay.
Got to put SpongeBob on snacks and the food.
Oh, my gosh, what I tell you.
Hey, I'm telling you, whatever he can bring Krabby Patties, he can bring whatever he going to bring. But whatever he do is going to be good. I already know. SpongeBob's going to bring the snacks. He really going to be kind of like entertaining, too. So, like, Gotta have SpongeBob on the snacks.
Okay.
For the stories, let me get Peter for the stories
Peter who?
from the Bible.
Peter
We
from
get
the
Peter because
Bible. Simon
yes,
Peter? Cut
because
off the ear, Peter?
yes, because he got some
Okay.
stories, and
You
then
right.
he gonna give his own perspective too from a lot of stuff. Because people was really, you know what I'm saying?
You
It's gonna
right.
yeah. I'm gonna let him tell his story too,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like he was a YN for Jesus, so I
And
could
low
see
key,
it.
that's what
That's
I'm saying.
good.
He gonna have
Really.
stories.
Yeah.
Um, Especially, man, I ain't even gonna get too deep into it, but I know that boy got some
Okay.
stories, especially when they talking about Jesus. Jesus, who? Man, yeah.
Oh yeah, he denied that man 3 times.
Yes. And now he gonna have to tell. He gotta explain it. Like, so what was going on then, bro? He gonna have to explain all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it all changed up when that rooster crows. What happened? Yeah.
Yeah, gotta have Peter there. Peter gonna have some stories.
Okay.
Who to roll? I don't know for the rolling. For the music, I'm gonna bring Cole.
Okay.
Cole gotta have the music. J. Cole, Jermaine.
Okay.
What is it? Rolling, and then what's the other one?
You didn't bring nobody for the weed. Roll up and
Oh,
weed.
for the weed. Somebody for the weed. Okay. Let me do. Who do I want to bring the weed? I don't know. Who you think I would pick? I need some suggestions.
I mean, there's like the typical people you could pick, like Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa.
Snoop Betrayal.
Yeah. Oh. Well,
yeah.
you're right.
Snoop went back and reneged.
Or you could do like somebody, I don't know, like somebody that rap burritos or something. I don't know. You could go off the wall with it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I was trying to think of somebody a little more relatable, but I guess I'll do Wiz to bring the weed then, I guess.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I thought about somebody. Seth Rogen. Have you ever seen when he rolled up that one? It was like one blunt, but it had like 10 different blunts coming out of it. Okay.
No, I ain't know that.
That would be my suggestion.
Okay.
But I'll put Wiz Khalifa for you then.
Yeah, I guess you put Wiz to supply. Okay. And then
wait, to supply or to roll up?
To supply it. I don't think he can roll. Okay.
Dang.
I think he got people that's been doing that for him for a minute. I don't think he rolls no more.
Okay.
That's how a lot of them do, at least.
You right, yeah, because Cat Williams said he paid somebody to be a professional roller. Yeah. That's a job.
A lot of them, they too bougie now, you know. They don't know what's time. And then rolling, maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to think about all black cast, though. Like Seth Rogen, cool. There's got to be other people out there, though.
What about Smino? You could do it like an artist. Like, who else? I mean, they could do it.
Smino DeGrigio. That would be a nice one. I should have put him on the music. Smee is my... Oh, yeah. Smee the coldest out right now. I should have put him on. I'm going to leave Cold there, though.
Okay.
Dang, I don't know. Let me think about who passed away. I bet Aaron Rodgers used to...
You know, I literally, as soon as you said his name, I was thinking about. I was like, I wonder if Grandpa.
I bet he did. I bet he did, bro. I bet he did. And it wasn't always a toothpick up there. It was something else.
You right.
Hey, bro.
Man, ooh.
Man, I don't know, bro. I can't even think of nobody. Y'all, you know what? I'm gonna have. So I know you don't got the technical skills or whatever, right? But I gotta have you in the session though. So I gotta put you.
Okay.
I gotta put. You know what? Yeah. What if I put you on the music then? You DJing.
Okay.
And then I'll bring Smee, and then Smee will be on the one that's rolling.
Okay. Yeah.
I gotta have you in the session.
Okay. I appreciate that. So
I got to. We ain't had one, so I got.
You're right. No. That's totally true. I completely agree. So would you? So you putting who you putting on music? So I'm on music.
You on music. You DJing. You playing the.
Okay.
You got the playlist going.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna put Smino.
He gonna. Okay, got you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just be like, Smino, do this song. That's all. Because I ain't gonna even worry about it. Yeah, exactly. Everybody can play multiple roles. I mean, SpongeBob could even give us the campfire.
That's what I'm saying. Entertainment. He got the stories too. Like
you right.
He was the first one I thought of whenever you said this. I was like, I knew he was gonna be in there. I just knew it.
Man. And it's so funny because I did this with another guest. And SpongeBob was who I said for snacks too. That's so fun. We brother and sister for real. Hey, love us some SpongeBob. Hey, I got them Lego sets all.
Right, I'm telling you, his bag is deep. Like with the food, like people just think when they think of Krabby Patties, they don't forget about everything else he done made. That's what I'm saying. Like he done made a lot of
Pretty Patty.
He made the Pretty Patties. He made the They had them.
The jam with the jellyfish jelly.
Exactly, jellyfish jelly. He changed up the recipe on them. They really went crazier than the Krabby Patty did. Everything he done changed up went better than Krabby Patty. Like, come on, bro. He different.
You're
bro.
Right.
He got to be in the lineup. He got to be in the.
Okay, I can see it. Even that salad. That was the only thing he messed up.
Right,
he told that salad. Yeah.
That was sorry. But he was going crazy with everything else though, bro. He put a what was that? It was the episode when Squidward had the first Krabby Patty, bro. I think they like fried one up, put it on a stick, and dude was eating it with mayonnaise. Disgusting. But it still was looking good.
You're right. Though. It's like
I'm just saying, man. I don't know.
You're right.
Gotta have them there, bro.
Man. Even Bubble Bass with the pickles under the tongue.
Right.
Still couldn't. That was the only thing he had to hold it against him. He had to be lying because he knew that patty was perfect.
Yeah, it's fun.
Knew it was perfect.
Yeah, gotta put him
low.
Got to.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good selection. No, I like this though. It's a good sesh. That Simon Peters, I'm not gonna lie, that's the craziest one I've heard so far. But I love it. I love it.
He gotta be able to tell his truth. That's all I'm saying. And I know he got plenty of stories too. He gonna have plenty of stories. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Well, my brother, I thank you so much. I done did the church
for real.
Anyway, what is that? My brother Reed. That boy, I can see people outside the church and they be like, Sister Reed. I'm like, we not in church. You ain't gonna call me that. Like,
oh, bro.
Yeah, be for real. Come on now. Anyway, I was about to close this thing out. Anyhow, thank you so much for coming, bro. This was a wonderful, wonderful conversation. Cool. I can't wait to watch this back, edit it, and then, put it out for the people to see because you're great. You're an amazing person, just all around. Even though you don't smoke, you're probably my first guest that does not consume currently.
Yeah.
But this was still a very enriching and wonderful episode, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy day to come and chat with me. So Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me to do an episode, I'm always here for you. And I am very proud of you for doing this, making this happen, and like putting all this together. Like, it really is like a beautiful thing to see, bro. Like, you really inspired me because I told you we've been talking about these things, and you put your foot forward and did it. So like, I really am proud of you for doing this. Like anything you set your mind to, you always do it. So like, just keep doing that for sure.
What made me cry on here? Hey, I really appreciate that though, man. I really do. You've always been like one of my biggest cheerleaders, honestly, for real.
Course,
like, keep going. So I really, really do appreciate it. And I probably will have you back on. And then in about 10, 15 years, whenever you can smoke again, we're going to do it on this podcast.
For sure.
It's still around. Sure. So yeah, for sure. But alrighty, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Operating on High. Y'all be sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms at Operating on High. And that's it, y'all. Stay dope. All right. Yeah.